It's a typical Saturday afternoon, and I am driving home from the mall. At the intersection, the stoplight turns from red to green, so I quickly make the left-hand turn. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a car comes and hits me on the passenger side. At first, I'm so shocked I have no idea as to what has just occurred. A few moments later, reality sinks in and I realize that I've just had my first car crash. After evaluating that I feel okay, I decide to step out of the car and go and see if the other driver needs any assistance. A few moments later, a witness approaches me and informs me that they have already notified the police and that the police are on their way. When the police arrive at the scene, they ask each and every one of us to give our statements as to what happened. The person who hit my car informed the police officer that she was not paying attention to the roads because she was driving and talking on her cell phone. Every day, people driving on the roads in Georgia are holding their mobile devices to their ears and are not focusing on the road, and therefore they are more likely to have an accident. To understand how the use of handheld cell phones are driving distractions for all ages, I will first discuss how the vast number of U.S. drivers today are using handheld devices while they are operating their vehicles. Second, I will discuss how the current driving laws in Georgia on ban of cell phone use only applies to teenagers and how it should be expanded to include adults. Lastly, I will discuss how enforcing stricter driving laws for all ages will make the roads safer for everyone in Georgia. A vast number of U.S. drivers today use handheld cell phones while operating their vehicles. According to Pew Research in 2010, the article Adults and Cell Phone Distractions by Mary Madden found that 61% of adults admitted that they have talked on their cell phones while they are behind the wheel. Another report by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and their Safety Facts of April 2013 found that the percentage of drivers holding cell phones to their ears amounted to 5% in 2011. This 5% accounts for 660,000 people who are operating vehicles on the road and talking on their cell phones. Handheld phones affect a person's ability to concentrate on the road. According to the Pew Research in 2010, Adults and Cell Phone Distractions by Mary Madden found that 1 in 6 adults said that they had been so distracted while talking on their cell phones that they had physically bumped into either another object or person on the road. The National Safety Council in 2012's report on the annual estimate of cell phone crashes in 2010 found that a driver is 4 times more likely to have an accident if he or she is on their cell phone. Talking on the phone is a driving distraction for everybody and greatly increases the chance for a person to have an accident. It not only affects the driver of the car who is talking on the phone, but it also has an impact on other drivers around them who are at risk for having an accident. The current driving law on handheld cell phones in Georgia only applies to teens. It should be expanded to include adults. The Huffington Post of 2012 found that the University of California students at Berkeley did a study and discovered that states that have banned handheld cell phone uses for all ages have found that their accident rates have decreased. In California alone, the overall traffic deaths have dropped 22%, while deaths blamed on drivers due to handheld devices dropped to 47%. It is also noted that the study found that 44% of drivers in states with cell phone bans said that they do not use their cell phones while driving. Accidents among teenagers in Georgia have decreased since the ban of cell phones from the driving law in 2010. According to 11alive.com, Bill Less did a report on teen driving deaths down in Georgia in February of 2013. He found that in 2011 there were 36 crashes and 37 deaths among teens in Georgia, while in 2012 there were only 21 fatal accidents and 23 deaths overall from teens in Georgia. The Georgia educators and driving instructors say that the primary reason for this decrease in teenage driving deaths is due to the new driving restriction law that restricts students from using their cell phones while driving. Statistics have proven that states that have banned an overall ban on cell phone use have shown to have a decrease in the amount of accidents that occur each year. As a result, this reduction in people using their cell phones while driving has also shown to have a reduction in the amount of accidents, injuries, and deaths that occur each year in these states due to driving distractions. Enforcing stricter driving laws for all ages of Georgia will make the roads in Georgia safer for everybody. More drivers will be inclined to talk on their phone if a new law is not implemented anytime in the near future. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that in April 2013 in their traffic safety facts that the number of drivers manipulating handheld cell phone devices has increased dramatically from the year 2011 compared to the year 2010. It is also noted by the National Safety Council 2012 that in their report on the annual estimate of cell phone crashes in 2010 found that the estimated annual number of car accidents that occur due to talking on cell phones as a total of 1.1 million in the U.S. per year. Drivers will be more focused on the roads without their cell phones. The National Safety Council 2012 in their annual report on the estimate of cell phone crashes in 2010 found that cell phone use is the number one distraction among people behind the wheel because while talking on their cell phone, they are not getting all the information from their environment. The National Safety Council of 2012 also reported that drivers have a better reaction time without the distraction of a cell phone because they are able to respond faster to visual cues such as stoplights, stop signs, and other objects on the road. The failure to pass any of these laws will greatly increase the risk for people to become injured due to driving distractions. The stricter driving laws would be very helpful for the state of Georgia and in helping our communities have safer drivers. In conclusion, I hope that you understand the importance of refraining from the use of these devices while driving in your vehicles. Driving is not a right but a privilege, and we need to remember that we need to make the community safer for everybody. I encourage you to contact your congressman and tell him that you support the ban on cell phone regulations for all ages, not just teenagers in Georgia. By contacting your congressman, you are taking the first step in a way to implement this new law into society. The first step is to implement the law, and the second is to enforce it. Thank you.